So you can get to our funding application. You can just go to our regular website, UWWN.org, and you can click United Way Community Grant here, or you can just go to this direct link with UWWN.org/grant. And so this is the page that you'll come to. The first step that we need to point out a couple things to just know that all applications are due Friday, March 4th. But you need to send an email to me. Here's my email address that you're intending to apply for those applications by no later than March 1st. So it's very simple. You get off with us today, shoot me a quick email, says, hey, we're intending to apply, send us let us know. And what that is we're sending each agency a link to a folder that they're able to upload all their application to. This will limit any ability as far as size. So sometimes, audits are a little large, or your bank statements are larger. And so we've had some issues kind of with uploading to our server. So this will eliminate that concern this year, and you'll have your own personalized folder. So that's the first thing to note. You also should open the funding guide and review it. There's a lot of information in there. Some of those questions that I get asked, if you just look at the funding guide, those answer those. So we're going to go here to the funding grant fund application. So you just click on that. You'll want to open it, and it will open up as a URL. Do not complete the application from this point. You need to actually go over here and you need to save it. I have just created a demo that we're going to go through here today called ABC Demo Agency. And so if I was with Capstone, I'd want to just, save it as Capstone, whatever your agency may be. So I'm going to save it there. I'm going to replace it. You won't have the issue because you aren't doing that from there. And then I want you to actually go to that folder. I want you to save it on your computer. And then you're able to go there as well. And so here is where I saved my demo agency here. And so you can open that up. From there, you want to make sure that you're actually in an Adobe program. Adobe is a free program. I think most of you are very familiar with that. If not, you can get it. You do not need a paid version of it. And then you can fill it. You just type in all the blocks, so forth and so forth. So our entire form is designed for you to just check through for that. So you will actually complete it as a PDF. And so are you currently 501c3? You will check yes, if you are, and so forth. So you can complete it just as a fill-in. So this should actually save you guys the opportunity of some of the headaches and stuff that came with the Word document before that. Another thing that has changed here is on this first page. After you've completed the document, I've already digitally signed it over here. You can actually sign the document with a digital signature. You just click on it. That if you don't have it, then you can create your own right here. I know Penny, you had asked the question, can we use my computer to do both? And yes, you can configure a new digital ID. This will help too as well after you've completed that, where I've signed it as the director for this application. I could then email this to my specific board member. They can review it and sign it. So that can save printing it. Now, if this part concerns you, you're always welcome to print your application like you always did, sign it, scan it in, and do it again. But this should save you that step and just help make it a little simple for everyone. So again, it's all the same. All this is the same. We have check boxes here, check boxes, and so forth, all the way through the application. Again, the statistics, check boxes, it's pretty straightforward as we go through it. I'm just scrolling down for you guys so that you can see what we need to do.
This on the screen, Karen.
Oh, what?
Not screening on the scroll. You're not scrolling on the screen.
It's what page are you guys on?
Well, you're just on the first page.
Okay, let me stop the share and redo it then. Let's see what happens. All right, you guys, should be on page 7. Do you guys see that?
Okay. Yep.
Is it scrolling now?
Yep.
Okay, great. Again, so this is one change in the application. In the past, we've asked agencies to complete 3 separate applications for all of our service areas. We've reduced it to really reduce that burden on those agencies. So we have a Scottsbluff funding area request. So if you're asking for funds from our Scottsbluff area, you'll want to fill this out. This is identical to the previous application. We've just put it all on one page. And then we also have the Buccaneer County request. So you agencies that are requesting from 2 or 3 of our service areas, you can do that as well. And then here's the Dawes County funding request. If you're not requesting any funds from all 3 or only one, only fill that one out. And that's perfectly fine. That is really the change. Everything else, again, budget. Right here, we do have in our budget our allocation requests from the Scotts Bluff area, the Boxview, and the Dawes. On our previous applications, it said allocation request from this United Way and allocation request from other United Way. So it's just very specific there. That's really the main change in the budget. But other than that, everything should really carry over from what you guys have done on previous applications and so forth. Logic model is still the same. If you have questions on how to do that, you can click on that link and it will actually refer to the logic model examples that we have on our website that we have saved with those funding applications.
Can you repeat that again, Karen?
Sure. Yep. So right here on the logic model worksheet, you can click on this link. It's a hyperlink and it will actually take you to the logic model references and examples. Those same logic models and references are on that grant application page as well. And I'll show you that again in a little bit, just kind of as a reference. The same down here with the agency outcomes and goals. Here's the references and examples if you need assistance with that as well. And I recognize these, as you can see, you are limited for that. We went back and we looked at applications and we didn't have any that we could find that were more than those that we that had more than 4. And so we just wanted to be conscious of that, as well as the review committee. We want to make it succinct so that they're able to, because they'll look at a lot of different applications as well. The rest of the application is identical. Again, you check, so forth. And then there's, of course, our signature line here at the bottom here to certify our Patriot Act agreement, as always, and then the agency agreement clear at the bottom. So then you'll save that to your own computer. Again, when you've sent it off, your board president or appropriate board officer has signed it as well. So I talked about how you'll submit a request for the intent. So the first thing you do is you send an email that says, hey, I'm going to apply. I'm intending to apply. I've had several agencies already do that. You will get a folder that looks like this. And so I'm going to share you, this is my email. It's going to say Karen Benzel shared the folder. So you click on it and that's the folder that you're going to use to submit your application for United Way. So I open it up. I've already been in it and these are the things that I put in it already because I was doing it, but it's very simple. When you open it up the first time, it will ask for the password that I sent you. And I will send you a password and email. We want to make sure we're very secure with your guys' information. And so you will have that password as well. If you forget it or you can't find that email, just send me a message to email and I will just send you that password back to you as well. So it's very simple when you actually upload your application, and we'll do it real quick here. So here's my funding information. None of this will be in there. All you'll do is take that funding information and you drag and you drop it to it, and that's how you upload it. And it's going to replace it. It's saying the same thing. So
are
simple
you
as that.
supposed to be showing something interactive right now?
Oh, do you see where it says funding agency? What do you see on your screen?
Just shared a folder with you.
Okay, yep, it's not showing what it needs to share. So let me go back to that here. Okay, let me share that. Okay, so what will happen is when you click on that link, this is what it goes to. You won't have any of this information in here. It'll be a completely empty folder. And then you will open that folder where you have it on your desktop, and you will just literally drag it from that folder into this folder. And then you'll see all your information there. Here we have our audit, we have a 501c3, we have our funding application. So we know our application is ready and everything is completed. So just a couple other things to show you guys really quick that I want to draw your attention to.
Karen, you might go back to the signature part, like on the front page, because you weren't interactive at that point.
Sure. Let me
And
do
I
this.
didn't know
one.
what to look at yet, so.
Nope. Let me do this section that I was going to show first, and then we can go back to that.
Okay. And if you do have questions, I'm gonna just refer to Karen, since she set this up and I don't have to learn it anymore.
All right. So back on the funding application page, when I said that, you guys, did you guys see those hyperlinks I pointed out for the logic model and that? This is that
Yes.
same document right here that it refers you to. So these, if you click on that hyperlink, which I just clicked on the actual page, it's going to take you to these. And these are the examples that you guys can use. I think most of you guys have done these many times before, but just it's helpful to have those references and examples. But that's what this is going to take you to. It also has a copy of our 2022 end of the year, mid-year goal assessment. So that's the same thing here. And it has the link to it as well. I know we send that that reminder out to you in December, and I will again this year as well. But you already have it. Just so you know, that link, you can bookmark that if you want, if you're a planner and you have that. So just note that as well. I'll go back to that funding application here to show you guys that signature page as well again. And again, if you guys have questions as I'm going through this, please let me know. This is intended to be a more simpler way to complete it. So here is that funding application right now. And so you just click here in Adobe. Again, it has to be in Adobe. If you're not for sure what your Adobe program is, just type in the search bar down here, Adobe, open your Adobe, and then go to File, Open, and it will help you find it. You just click on here. I've already configured my signature. And so I just hit Continue. I'm signing it. And so I've signed the document as well. And then we'll save it as well. And then my signature will update it there. So I've digitally signed that as well. Again, you are always welcome to, if you're uncomfortable with just creating that digital signature, you're always welcome to print it and sign it and scan it back in like you've always done in the past.
You have a
This will
question,
simplify
Penny?
that for you
I
guys.
do.
Penny's got a question.
I
Sure,
did
Penny.
yesterday, and the part that says digitally signed loaded, but there was no signature thing.
Do you have a signature uploaded in that digital signature? Have you signed it before?
No.
Why don't you show everybody how to
Yeah.
do that?
You will have to upload it. I'm not going to show everyone how to do it today. We'll just do that individually because I think there's probably a lot of us on the call that do have digital signatures. So it'll be a lot easier to just for those agencies that need that assistance. Penny, just reach out to me and I'll walk you through step by step on how to do that. You have to have a digital signature. You have to have it physically signed to create that digital signature.
That fits there. You have the board president and then the director, and we are in the process of hiring for this summer and may not have that done by March 1st-ish. Do we need to have a director's signature?
Yes, who's ever acting as your interim director right now and making those decisions would need to sign that application.
So that would be you. Would that be you?
Because we don't really have such a person.
Who's directing your organization, writing the grants, doing all that right now would need to sign it. We
are.
do need two signatures.
Penny and I.
Yeah. So Rini and Penny would need to sign it. One of you would need to sign as the president, as the CEO. Yep.
Okay.
Any other questions about the application? Yes, Krista.
So a question, there was only the 3 counties on that application. I do not
Mention, you guys are Scotts Bluff. You're
Yes.
like,
Move it.
Yep.
Right now, how we're set up as the Scotts Bluff area. That's kind of the Scotts Bluff office. And then we have the Boxview area and the Dawes County area. Moving forward, we're really going to try to be more sensitive and appreciative to recognize you are in Sidney and we recognize you're in Cheyenne County. And so we will be changing some of that dialogue moving forward so to make it more transparent for everyone.
Okay, so just fill it out under Scotts
Bluff area. Yes. Yep,
Okay.
just like you would in the past. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And then my other question was just so everybody that's attending the meeting, so normally on the application, there's a first page that shows everything that needs to be attached.
Mhm.
to go into that folder, is there a list that says, make sure you have done these things?
Yes, that is the first step. It says right here, read the funding application guide. So click on
Okay.
the funding application guide. It's all in here. It tells you this is what we don't fund. This was all that used to be on that page. Here's that checklist that we talked about. All of this here, from here on down, here is included in the completed application. So you should have the completed application, the copy of your 501c3, and your audit or 12 months of bank statement. So you should have 3 items that are included in your application.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
And we no longer have to mail it in, right?
Correct.
Just as long
We
as
do not need a hard copy. We only need it electronic version and see that. And you're welcome after you submit it. You're welcome to send me an email. My email's here. I mean, it's pretty much wherever you go, it's here. There's a lot of places it is. I'm trying to be very communicative with you guys. If you want to send me an email and say, I think I have everything in, but I'm not for sure, can you check? Absolutely. I will go and I will look and say, oh, yep, we have everything. Thank you.
perfect.
So
Thank
feel
you,
free
Karen.
to communicate. And if you guys have any questions as you're going through it, send me an email, give me a call, and I will walk you through it. I know Penny, she called the day that the application information went out and we Zoomed about it. And so I'm happy to do that as well, one-on-one, and just really work with you guys. Moving to the PDF is really intended to make it easier for agencies. I know the Word document formatting would change, things like that. So this is hopefully a step to make it easier for agencies to complete that application and still provide the necessary information. Any additional questions? All right, just a couple other notes of changing for our funds distribution. The plan actually came together and our board voted to kind of change a little bit of our funds distribution actually last June, I think it was May or June. And the funds distribution is actually going to be interviews between a funds distribution committee and each agency. And we request that there's a representative of the agency and a board member there as well. The interviews will last about 15 minutes. We'll allot about 20 minutes for each agency, but the 5 minutes or so of that is just preparing for your agency to come in. This will really help the process because all of those on the funds distribution committee will hear everything. They'll have your applications and they're hear directly from each individual agency director. And so you guys can, if they have questions on your application, they can ask that versus someone sharing that information and then maybe not quite having it clear and then trying to share it with the funds distribution committee. That funds distribution committee is now going to hear directly from you. And so save the dates. It's Thursday, April 7th. It's going to be right there in the Bluffs Business Center there as well. We're going to start at 8 a.m. and go throughout the day. And so after all those applications are in, we'll call and schedule a time that works for you guys to come and do that. But it all has to be done on April 7th as well. If you've done Box Butte or Dawes County's funds distribution, it's similar to that process as well. Any other questions?
Just
All right. Oh, go ahead.
Just so I understand, even if you put in for Box Butte, we would still come to the Scottsbluff board meeting?
No, this is just the Scottsbluff area interagency meeting. So I only mention the Scottsbluff area. There'll actually be funds distribution in Box Butte County and Dawes County. Box Butte County is on the 20th, and then Dawes County is on April 13th as well. All that information is in that funding application as well. It has important dates to remember. So if you guys don't remember as we're talking or whatnot, refer to that original document that says start here first, read this. It has a lot of great information there.
Karen, you mentioned that you want the director and a board member. Can we bring additional staff or would you like it?
Nope, absolutely. You can bring additional staff with you. We would just like to have that well-rounded, representation. And it's a very short, it's only 15 minutes. We have a lot of people to get through. You have your application, but I'm going to tell you, this is a fantastic opportunity for those on the committee to learn more about your agency and to hear directly from you. Sometimes there are things that are written down on paper don't translate well. And so that's a great opportunity for those individuals to ask questions. And quite frankly, I learn amazing things every year about all the agencies I've served. I've done this for 7 years, and each year I learned new things about agencies just from that funds distribution interview. That we can answer any questions.